I have struggled with my mental health for at least the last 20 years. It has been mainly based around trauma, but I must admit I've found it more difficult the last few years.
Like, sometimes you're fine, you feel normal, but then 5 minutes later you can just feel like you're not connected to your friends, you're not connected to anything in life, and it can be really lonely even though nothing's changed.
It's kind of a crushing feeling. I always think of it as you're drowning and you're just stuck in a pool of water. But when you're in it, it just feels, it's just you in that world, and it's so hard to get out of.
The way I described it when I was younger, it was kind of like someone is in a glass container, everything else is going on, and people can interact with the box and kind of point at it and laugh at it. But you're stuck in there and you can't really find a way to get out. And if there is one, it's just obscured. So
coming to uni was the biggest one because I moved out, and I already had a lot of anxieties and I hadn't really been dealing with them properly. So as soon as I moved out, it was just all out in the open again.
There's been a few times where I've been quite aware of how I've been feeling and how it's been affecting my friends. Because I'm lucky I've got quite a few good friends who will notice that something's wrong with me. But then there's also times when I keep it so hidden that only I notice, or even I don't notice, and because I've not noticed, no one else really notices either.
It's not just a mental thing sometimes, that at its core that's what it is, but it can also affect you in many different ways, which is something that I didn't realise until I got into it, how easy it is to have issues with eating or sleep.
For me, I get extremely tired. Usually with anxiety, I talk non-stop. It's like I have this button in me that says I've got to get everything out. And it's very much about future sort of worries, what ifs. Procrastination's a great one, and what they call catastrophising, which is, there's going to be just a situation coming up in the future, but you think the worst of it.
If I feel socially or emotionally exhausted, I know that I can just take time out for myself. It's that thing of a cup of tea makes everything better. It may not, but you can pretend for a little bit.
I did a lot of kind of self-help exercises and just working on how to recognise that my anxiety is coming in. Of course, I know now that it'll always be there, but it's about managing it now.
Don't be scared to ask for help. Your PATs, go to them. They are really helpful. Also, the well-being and the disability services.
And then even if it's just a foot in the door and they can direct you on where to go from there. But sometimes even just talking it out can really help, and it just makes you feel because you get so stuck in your own head, it makes you realise that you're not alone.
In 2017, I got put with a very good mental health mentor, and she was very supportive. And I always felt like after classes I could just give her an email and she would get back to me, and I could go in and just speak to her at Student Services, and she was just an amazing source of comfort. It may be hard to believe that anyone would want to listen to you, but people do. People are interested.